Today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of a digital marketing campaign that we've run for one of our clients, which has helped them grow from pre-revenue to a $33 million cash exit. In particular, I'm going to show you one really important decision that we made early on and 3 areas that we focused on dominating in order to generate that success. And I'm going to give you some questions that you can start playing with to implement this stuff for your business. The stuff this company sells isn't exactly glamorous. It's HR software. So the good news is that these strategies work just as well, potentially even slightly better, for businesses that some people might say are boring. So if that sounds like you, good news, you're in the right place. Let's go. So like I said, we made a really important strategic decision early on, which really set the tone for this campaign. If we had got this wrong, or we hadn't made this decision, all of the digital marketing that we'd have done following it would have been ineffective. So this lesson is really important and it applies to more businesses than realize it. And that lesson is to pick the right battles. Let me explain. So this client sells continuous performance management software, okay? Now, they're selling this to HR professionals, so HR managers and senior HR people. These people don't wake up in the middle of the night thinking, I need continuous performance management software. That's just not a thing. In fact, when we started working on this account, nobody cared about continuous performance management software at all. How did we know? Well, when we did our keyword research, we realized that there was very little search volume and no commercial intent. Advertisers weren't spending any money targeting this phrase. So we could have embarked on a huge digital marketing campaign to promote continuous performance management software, but this is something that people don't care about. So all that effort would have been wasted. Okay, so if these HR professionals don't care about that, what are they waking up in the middle of the night thinking about? Well, people wake up in the middle of the night because they want to reduce employee churn, or they want to improve their team's performance, or because their team's annual appraisals suck and they need to fix it, but they don't know how. So rather than marketing what our clients sold, we marketed the solutions to those problems. So this first lesson is pick the right battles. Make sure you're marketing something that people actually care about. So what we did in the early days of the campaign is we marketed all of these types of keywords instead. We made all of our content about these topics. We didn't lead with continuous performance management because it wasn't something that was on people's radars. It wasn't something that they cared about. We led with the problem that they recognized, and then we sold continuous performance management software as the solution to that problem. So that's our first lesson. Pick your battles. Make sure you're marketing something that people actually care about. Now you might be thinking, yeah, Tim, features, benefits. I've read that textbook when I was 5, got it. But actually it's a little bit deeper than that, because just because something is a benefit doesn't mean people actually care about it, right? This water bottle has a little UV light in the top. That's the feature. Now the benefit is that UV light kills bacteria. I didn't buy this bottle because I hate bacteria, because I bought this bottle because they said, are you fed up with your water bottles smelling after a while? They even market this bottle as something that you do not have to clean. Now, of course, I do clean my water bottle, every month or 6, but they sell this to people who are lazy about cleaning water bottles. I mean, obviously I do wash my water bottle, Okay, so how do you play with this? Well, the question to ask yourself is, what are you selling? Obviously not what the features are of what you're selling, not even what are the benefits of what you're selling, but what are the benefits that are so meaningful to someone that you're actually going to motivate them to action, the things that they really care about. And if you can find stuff that is so meaningful to your audience that it keeps them awake at night, or they wake up at night excited about it, that is the sweet spot on what you want to align your product or service with. Okay, there were 3 areas that we really focused in this campaign: term domination, target audience domination, and trend domination. Yeah, we ninjas aren't afraid of a little domination here and there. Okay, term domination. What is it? When we started working with this business, the phrase continuous performance management wasn't really that well known in the industry. We wanted this to change because the client really wanted to own this term. We knew we could rank their website well for this phrase because there wasn't much competition for it. So that's exactly what we did. We also wanted to build thought leadership and credibility with the founder of the business, who's a total badass in this space. But obviously there's no point owning and ranking really well for a phrase like continuous performance management if no one's actually searching for it. So we needed to build demand and awareness of this phrase. So we used digital PR to get the founder featured in all sorts of business publications, which would be read by our target audience of HR professionals. Some of these were specific to the world of HR, things like HR Zone and Talent. What? And some of these were broader business sites like Raconteur, Fast Company, and Entrepreneur. So we then pitched these publications on ideas for articles, which would be the sort of thing that HR professionals would be interested in. Now, we weren't leading with continuous performance management because that's not something that anybody knew anything about. We led instead on things like how to get the most from your team, how to run great one-on-ones, how to avoid losing your employees. This sort of topic, which is actually top of mind to these HR professionals. But in these articles, we mentioned continuous performance management and positioned it as the solution to whatever problem that they were facing. Now, when these publications featured these articles or our opinions, of course, they linked back to our client's website, which helped our ranking for all of the phrases that we were targeting. It also built the credibility and thought leadership profile of the founder of the business. But the other benefit of this was that we increased awareness and search volume for continuous performance management. Knowing that we ranked top of Google for this phrase around the world meant that we were confident we'd pick up any traffic from people who thought, oh, this continuous performance management thing sounds pretty cool, and gave it a Google. So how do you play with this? Well, the first question to ask is there any term which you could coin or own? For example, in a video a while back, we looked at Monday.com and how they are trying to own the phrase work OS, as in work operating system. Now, Monday is a CRM, so it makes sense that work OS would be another way of describing a CRM. But where they've fallen a little bit short with this is they haven't gone all out on making sure that work OS becomes a well-known term in the industry. Now, if there is a phrase that you want to coin, you then need to build some sort of digital PR strategy around this to increase usage of the word and make sure that people are going to be searching for it so that when they do, you're ranking. ROI alert. This rarely pays off as the primary goal of a digital PR campaign. In other words, if you're running a digital PR campaign just to increase usage of a particular term that you're ranking for, it's very difficult to get that paying off for you in the short term. We did this over years. Now, the good news was that the links that we were building and the personal branding and the recognition did pay off in the short term. So this term domination, increasing demand for the term, was a secondary benefit. So the digital PR strategy was paying for itself anyway, and increasing demand for this term was the secondary benefit. Very much intended, but it was a secondary benefit. By the way, if you think this stuff is cool, it really is, isn't it? Then you might want some free help from the team here at Exposure Ninja. We have an amazing service called the Free Website and Marketing Review, where we take a look at your website and we map you out a prioritized action plan that you can follow over the next 6 to 12 months to significantly increase the volume of leads and sales that your website is generating for you. It's completely free. All you need to do is go to exposureninja.com/review to request your free website and marketing review today. You need to go right now because they're like running out or some false scarcity, but you do need to go now before you open TikTok and forget where you are. We are headed towards a deep, dark future. Anyway, the free website and marketing review will save us. Area of focus number 2, target audience domination. Domination, yeah. Now, we knew that our target audience was HR professionals, mainly management, leaders, and HR. So, as well as targeting all of the publications that they would be reading and getting in front of them everywhere that we possibly could online, we also wanted to get in front of them everywhere that we possibly could in search. So we racked our brains to think, what would they be searching for on Google? Now, they're not necessarily searching for performance management. They'll be searching for a whole bunch of other stuff. Stuff like employee engagement, how to set goals with your team, one-on-one meeting templates, stuff like this. So what we did is we built a huge content section on the client's site, and we got the content ranking position 1 for 32 informational keywords in the UK and 111 informational keywords in the US. All of these being the sorts of things that HR professionals would search for on a daily basis. Now, our goal is to completely dominate the attention of this target audience of HR professionals. When they go to an HR website, they see articles with us featured. When they search on Google for how do I do this thing, they see content from us. We just want to be everywhere. Now, I don't need to go into the details of exactly how we did this because we've got another video which I'll link to you at the end, which details the exact content game plan that we use. But how do you start playing with this? Well, there's 2 main areas. Firstly, make a list of all the publications that your target audience spends their time on. If you don't know, ask them, run customer surveys, look at what they're sharing on Quora or Reddit, and then you need to get featured on them. We've also got videos on how to do that, link in the description. And then the second area is understanding the keywords and the phrases that they're searching for when they're thinking about this problem that they really care about, or this dream, this goal that they really care about. Now, by the way, you might be listening to this thinking, oh, this domination sounds expensive. Having to make loads of content sounds really expensive and time consuming. Yes, when you're going for domination, it absolutely can be. We've been working on this client for like 5 or 6 years and churning out content every month to make sure that we truly are dominating. But you don't start off that way, and you don't need to go there right away. What you can do to get going is to pick one section of a much larger topic. Let's say, for example, that you're a law firm and you want to get more divorce law inquiries. Well, you might start off talking about a specific subject inside divorce law, like access rights for fathers. You might write loads of content about that on your website, and you might find publications that dads read, and you might get featured on those sites talking about this topic. So you can quite quickly build up real niche expertise in one specific area, knowing that that will get you strong visibility on Google. You're not going to have millions of searches per month for that, but that's okay. You'll dominate for it. Then once you're getting that traffic, then you can start to broaden out. Or let's say, for example, that you're selling cars. You've got a car sales platform and you want to build visibility. But if you're starting from a low base, you might not be able to build expertise and ranking for best family cars, but you might be able to build expertise and ranking for best cars for skiers. So you could make content all about which cars have folding back seats and which cars make the most sense for skiers. You could reach out to skiing and snowboarding and winter sports publications saying, here are the best cars for the next year for skiers. It's a great way of building links. You build some topical authority. Yes, you're not going to get millions of searches per month, but you are going to get some traction. And then you can use that to broaden out and start building credibility and expertise in wider topics. You can become a world expert and get traction in any topic if you niche hard enough. Before we go on, a quick interlude to talk about acquisitions. This business sold for $33 million in cash, and we should not underestimate the importance of digital marketing in acquisitions. Whether it's software, e-commerce, or a regular business, acquirers look for a steady stream of new business coming in to know that they are buying a really good quality asset. One of my mates works as a consultant at Deloitte in the M&A division, and I was having a conversation with him a few years ago around a rather lovely swimming pool just outside Cannes in the French Riviera. Anyway, and he was telling me when they're advising both buyers and sellers, they are saying, look for high rankings. This can increase the multiple that you get for your business. If you're a seller, make sure that your website is ranking prominently because buyers look for this as a signal of good quality and they will pay more for a site that is generating lots of traffic from organic traffic. So there you go, a little bit of dinner party trivia for you. Knowledge more than trivia. Now, you may have noticed every year people search for things like men's hair trends 2023 or dance trends 2022, stuff like this, right? Well, people search for trends in more areas than you might think. So we decided to write posts on our client site for things like recruitment trends year. And all we did is we wrote a post which detailed a whole bunch of different trends. And then every year, before the end of the year, we updated it and changed the year to the next year. That means it would then be ranking for the next year and be picking up traffic for another 12 months. At the end of that year, we update the date again, we add any changes and updates to the trends that are going on, and it continues. Now, the key here is that this traffic, like much informational traffic, might not have a huge amount of commercial intent. They might not be ready to buy software or buy a free trial right now. So you want to pair this content with a low commitment informational call to action, something like download a checklist or download a white paper or get something free, but you're then putting that person on an email indoctrination sequence, which over time is going to sell them the thing that you really want to sell them. Yeah. So how do you play with this? Well, the first thing that you need to do is work out if people are searching for trends in your industry. So try Googling stuff from your industry, trends, year, to see if stuff is coming up. So you can go onto Google and you can type in whatever your business is or whatever you sell or whatever your industry is called, for example, HR or accounting or tax or whatever, trends, and then see if there is content already targeting this. If it is, fantastic. All you need to do is write a better post. You can do some PR outreach as well. You can reach out to publications saying, hey, we're compiling a list of the trends for the next year. Is this something your audience would be interested in? And you can contribute content to their sites too, making sure that you include a link back to your original post, which is going to help its ranking. Then you want to schedule some time to update that post every year. Now, usually you want to do this towards maybe the end of Q3 or the start of Q4, because remember that people aren't going to be searching for this year's trends by Christmas. They're going to be searching for next year's trends instead. So you want to make sure that your trend posts always have the year that people are actually searching for. Now, earlier on, I mentioned the content game plan approach that we use to write content for our clients. And we do this to make sure we're writing the sort of stuff that their target customers are going to find interesting. Now, we've got a video here which breaks down this entire content game plan and shows you how to use it. So if you want to increase the amount of organic traffic that you're getting to your site, both commercial and informational traffic, check out this video and follow the process in it. If you enjoyed this video, thanks for subscribing and hitting the like button. And let us know in the comments, What's one takeaway that you're going to go and apply to your business as a result? Until next time, see you soon.